Alright everybody, making a video for LouRok TV. He wants you to make a lineup with Relic cards, kind of similar to the contest he did about a year ago, which I think that was the one where he wanted you to do a lineup with rookie cards. And for that one I just chose like rookies of all the 90s championship Yankee players. And I was pretty much going to do the same thing for this one, but I didn't have relics of some of those players, so had to kind of improvise in certain positions. And what I did was, instead of the 90s championship Yankees, I added some of the 2009 championship Yankee players. So it's going to kind of be a blend of the 90s and 2000 and 2009 Yankee championship players. And right off the bat, here's one of the guys I had to put in from the 2009 team. Leading off in left field, Johnny Damon. So I would have preferred my leadoff guy to be Chuck Knobloch from the late 90s teams, but didn't have a Knobloch relic. I have a Knobloch auto, just not a relic. But that's fine because I like this guy too. Johnny Damon was a big part of the '09 team, got a ton of hits in that playoff run. And that's a nice card of him too, so don't mind showing that one off. And batting second, the shortstop, number 2, Derek Jeter. So that was an easy one because he was on the 90s team and the '09 team, so easy to put him in there. Batting third, the right fielder, Paul O'Neill. And this is the card I was talking about, Lou. I asked him if I could use this card. It's a batting glove card because he had a few types of relics that he doesn't want you to use, but he said it was alright to use one. I actually have two different versions of this one. I have a different version where it's just like a white piece of the batting glove and it's like dirty, but I like this one with the 2-color piece there. Yeah, Paul O'Neill from all of the late 90s and 2000 team. And then batting fourth, the center fielder. If you don't know who this guy's going to be, then you know nothing about my channel. So obviously it's Bernie Williams. But I ran into a bit of an issue here because I have so many Bernie relics that I didn't know which one to choose. And Lou said not to use like dual relics, so that helped me out a bit because it canceled out a few that I shouldn't use. But still, I had a bunch of other relics that I couldn't choose from, so I just ended up choosing one of the harder to get Bernie relics that I have. This bat barrel piece from '05 Leather and Lumber, number to 4. And I actually almost bought a second one of these a few years ago, but was not able to get it. But yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite Bernie relics. So that was the cleanup spot. Next, batting fifth, playing first base. Would have preferred for this to be Tino Martinez, but much to my surprise, I did not have a Tino relic card, so had to choose the first baseman from the '09 championship team, which is still a pretty good option there, Mark Teixeira. Really nice patch card, number to 35, and that is a Ricky Russo purchase. I think that might have actually been on my first ever YouTube video. So was that 5, batting 6, the DH. As I said before, like late 90s Yankees went through several DHs, so not even sure if I have relics of any of them, so I just went with the '09 DH, Hideki Matsui, the '09 World Series MVP. Played left field for most of his Yankee career, but in '09 was exclusively a DH, so that's where I put him for this video. And one of my all-time favorite Yankees too. Next, batting 7th, the catcher, Jorge Posada. That was another pretty easy choice because he was on the 90s teams and the '09 team. Actually, in '96 he didn't play all that much, but '98, '99, and 2000 he played a lot, and then obviously in '09. And I have a few other Posada relics, but that's one of my favorites, so chose that one. Next, batting 8th, the second baseman. So again, I wanted Chuck Knobloch to be my second baseman, but since I didn't have a Knobloch relic, I went with the '09 second baseman, Robinson Cano. Pretty nice one too. So congrats, Robbie, you made it by default just because I didn't have a Knobloch relic. And at one point, he was one of my favorite Yankees. I thought he was going to be like one of the greatest Yankees ever, but as we all know, left to Seattle and had a few PED suspensions, and his career trajectory just completely changed. And lastly, batting ninth, the third baseman. Would have preferred to have Scott Brosius here, but again, I have a Brosius auto, but not a relic, so had to replace him. But not a bad replacement here, a Hall of Famer, Wade Boggs. He was on the 96 championship team. Got that big extra inning walk in that classic Game 5 in Atlanta. So again, not a bad guy to plug into the number 9 spot. And then for starting pitchers, considered a few people. Was really leaning towards CC Sabathia because I have a few nice CC relics, but I kind of stayed true to my rule of looking for the 90s guys first. So I chose Andy Pettitte. Big game pitcher. In most big game situations, obviously nobody's perfect. He gave it up in a few big games, but would have loved to have had him in the 04 ALCS. Really could have used him in one of those last few games against Boston, but he was in Houston at that time and came back in 07, I think it was. So yeah, but then he came back and was part of the 09 team too, so kind of an easy choice there for my starting pitcher. And then I was also considering a few middle relievers, but again, had autos of them and not relics, so for this team, Pettitte's going to have to take it all the way to the closer, Mariano Rivera. And again, much to my surprise, that's my only Rivera relic, so this video taught me anything, is that I need to get some more Yankee relics of some of my favorite guys. So there you go, Lou. That's my Yankees relic team. Hopefully the Yankees will win it all this year. Then I can do this with the current lineup. But that's all for today, so catch you guys next time.